And even atoms contain 99.9% empty space, which is crazy. Like what? Crazy. The Earth is how many billion years old? The sun is how many billion years old? If nothing truly existed, how could something ever emerge? Hello guys! We're here for another video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I got me some green tea. Also, ignore the dishes in the background. Thank you very much. Thank you. Us humans struggle to understand how the universe was formless and void and turned into billions, trillions, and possibly infinite amounts of galaxies and stars. Here's what I was thinking. What if the archetype of nothing to something, a part of the collective unconscious, carries a deeper level of truth that we can tap into?
Nothing to something, nothing to something.
You're nothing. What a good compliment. So if you were to just look at the definition of nothing or no thing, it's just a word to describe a void, something that's empty, non-existent. When it comes to something that is nothing, it would have to qualify for a lot of things with no particles, no matter, no elements, like no thing. But even if you were to clarify nothing or to define nothing, it is something in a way.
What do you mean by that?
If from nothing something emerges, then what is within nothingness? Within nothingness, you could say there is an infinite potentiality and possibility within it. And there's some people that theorize that with consciousness, you become no thing, nobody, no one. If we were to see consciousness like that as just a nothingness of, infinite possibilities, and even in that empty space that we call, there is always something. And physics and quantum mechanics, it's kind of hard to say that something is nothing or something's empty when there's always a possibility that there is something.
So in quantum physics, the concept of nothing is often referred to as the quantum vacuum, which is the lowest energy state of empty space. Even in this nothing state, the quantum vacuum isn't completely void of activity. Quantum fluctuations, where particles and antiparticles can momentarily appear and disappear, and are a fundamental feature of this state. So, there's something in the nothing, I guess. Right?
Everything in our reality is made of atoms, and even atoms contain 99.9% empty space, which is crazy. Like what? Crazy. I also saw like a visual representation of an atom in like a physical space. If you were to put the structure of an atom as a football field, the nucleus of an atom would be the size of a pea or a marble, sitting at the center of a football field, which is crazy. Like an acre and then just a marble, just a little pea. That's the nucleus. The electrons would be orbiting in a vast space around it, and everything in between would be empty. Damn. Okay. So I just got this fact that, to put into perspective, if you could remove all the empty space from the atoms in a human body, you could compress the entire mass down to the size of a sugar cube. No way. But it's yes way, because wow. I'm not a professional in quantum and like scientific and physics and all those things. It's really interesting to hear those facts. It really puts into perspective how fascinating this reality is, how fascinating this structure of reality is. And it's really mind-boggling because we don't think about these things really. I mean, I do think about these things. I'm like, holy shit. Even the question of, did the chicken or the egg come first? Like, we don't know. Obviously, you know that a egg needs to be hatched for a chicken to come in. For a chicken to come in, there must be an egg. This whole idea of linearity with like the genesis of the universe and the birth of the universe, the how and the when and whatever, thinking about the time frame of things, it just kind of like confuses us as humans. It confuses all of us. You know, we think that time's linear, but like who knows? Like who knows? The chicken or the egg? Comment below, the chicken or the egg? But anywho, I was just going to add this to the video. So, yes! Bye.
Huh?
Did your mom come first or did you come first?
PSA, if you haven't liked, comment, or subscribed yet, you must do it now.
No. Whenever I think of my own life and what nothing really means, what no thing means, what no one means, nobody means, you start to think like beyond the program, beyond the beliefs, beyond all of it. Who would I be without identifying as my body or thoughts, job title, name, like adjectives and all those things that we just, you know, assign to ourselves? Totally fine, because it gives some type of order and like organization to like put labels on things and do that thing. Like I would be nobody, you would be nobody without those things. When you think of that, like having no program, here's my own opinion. In nothing just holds infinite possibilities. And even with meditation, when I sit in meditation and I'm letting go of everything, I feel like during meditation, like time is just weird, and like space, you don't even like think about it. You don't think about the time, you don't think about like space. Whenever you're meditating or dreaming or like obviously unconscious, you just become nothing in a way. And within nothing, it's such a weird feeling to describe. Being nothing, realizing that within that nothingness is everything. Within that nothingness is infinite possibilities, infinite ways of doing, being, whatever. And even when we describe what a thing is, I mean, obviously it's a noun, we think of possessions, qualities, embodiments, identities, objects, even the vehicle of the body. Thing. Seems like living in a spell. With the Big Bang Theory, you know, some people believe that's how the universe started. When you think about creation and even consciousness, even in the glory of creation, all of creation, it all has a genesis, a start attributed with time. What would it mean if all of creation always has been? As humans, we always think in time, space, length, width, height, this. I think in terms of creation, the creation of the universe, consciousness even, we try to limit it and submit it to a time frame. Like the earth is how many billion years old? The sun is how many billion years old? What if consciousness always has been? Like it has no start, no end. Whenever I think of consciousness, I always think of wholeness and being every and now in a way, like a circle, a sphere. Everything that it would need would be within it. If something were to come from nothing, if people were to believe that God created, we would have to really look at what nothing means. There's just a lot of creative potential within nothing. And that could be in any aspect. Even in the Bible, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. God created the earth and the heavens. If in the beginning of the universe or earth, there was the Word, and the Word was God, those things are interchangeable. It started from somewhere or nowhere. And wouldn't it be one and the same concept of nothing and something? Like, wouldn't they be one and the same thing? There's just oneness within it, and they mirror something that is one with each concept. And I really hope I am making sense right now, but I'm just like taking out my brain fart right now and also like my deep intuitive feelings and thoughts when it comes to my own life. If you have no money, no whatever, like there is also something and a infinite potentiality that can be unlocked anywhere, anyhow, any place. That is my belief, and that's honestly what resonates with how I feel with nothingness, with somethingness, and also creation. Whenever I think of nothingness and somethingness, I always think about the pattern of the Vesica Pisces. I've seen this pattern, the Vesica Pisces, in my life as a synchronicity. Like I see that pattern in random places sometimes. It's a pattern that can just keep going on and on and on. Sometimes I wonder, like, how is potentiality pinpointed? In quantum mechanics, there is a idea that with possibilities, the infinite amount of possibilities that could happen, that with observation or focus, that maybe it can collapse into the one thread. And it just goes to say the infinite possibilities that's just within you, within your own consciousness, is just really unfathomable. Really unfathomable. If nothing truly existed, how could something ever emerge? Like, how could a Big Bang just happen and then woo, woo, woo? Creation is just wow. Wow. With the human condition to think linearly, although our clock is round and just goes in circles and circles and circles and circles, we think there's a beginning, end, oh, and that's it. If there's a beginning and an end, wouldn't the beginning and end also mirror each other? If there's an ending, wouldn't there be another beginning if you were to think about that? But I'm still like shook that an atom is just made of 99.9% empty space. Atoms literally are the fundament and the building blocks for matter, and that's literally what we interact with. This is made of matter, this is made of matter, matter. We see regular objects and like weird things in our dreams. The dream scenarios in your mind, in your consciousness, they're all made of and from you. And even in our waking reality, everything is a aspect of ourselves based on our filter, our perception of the thing, our filter. We get to be excited for the infinite potentials, be excited for possibilities within ourselves, within our world, even create magic in our world if we want to. Like, this is our dream world, to literally create, to literally embody whoever the fuck that we want to. You get to be whatever character, whatever personality, whatever person that you want to be, because that infinite possibility and potential lives within you, and you get to unlock and tap into it. It's not even locked, girl. It's not even locked. You hold the keys to every single door. You have access to it all because you got it, because you are it. We get to use our imagination and really tap into what's authentic for ourselves. This vast field of potentials. It's interesting because what does it mean to tap into that? If we were trying to create something from nothing, we get to use our imagination. We get to visualize, we get to feel and embody who we want to be and where we want to be. And we don't have to force or control reality to conform to it, because within us holds the key. You are the key, regardless of anything else. You hold the infinite possibility and also the codes of creation within you. It's been transformative to me in my past and even right now is to make up my reality in whatever way that I want to. Obviously, use this to your own discernment. When it comes to what you're seeing in your current circumstances that are undesirable, you get to make up the story, you get to make up the narrative and tap into one of the threads if you want to. It's really helped me with making up my own narrative when it comes to myself, when it comes to my embodiment. I get to understand and really tap into that I am making progress. I am growing. Every day I am taking a step towards where I want to go. I get to make up the story, make up the narrative despite external circumstances, despite external validations. I get to be my own validation. I get to proclaim and define who I am, define my circumstances, define success. I get to define all these variables that literally is our day-to-day, literally is our reality. You can embody and do and be, perceive anything. And that is powerful. That is my definition of power. Creative power is what fascinates me. There's such a creative power that lives within each of us, lives within you, lives within this world, lives with creation itself that we get to live in every day. During meditation, I had this strong insight that just came through where creation is a painting. The painting's already done. Every and all is all within it. There's wholeness within you. You have all the tools and resources that you need within you for anything. You're prepped and prepared. You get to also meet other people, meet the tools and resources that you need for your health, your mental, your passions. Those permission slips, the allowances in life, you give yourself the permission. You are the one that gets to allow yourself to do, to be. I'm honestly still on my own journey of allowing myself to express myself as I am, allowing myself to just be as I am, and allowing myself to take up space. It's all a journey into remembering who you are that gets to call the shots, actually. That's you. I was thinking this, our DNA is in a spiral ladder, and our universe is literally shaped as a spiral. And also appreciate the things in our life. And when we get to appreciate the things in our life, it gets to grow and expand exponentially and even come into your life more if you start to appreciate the things that you desire. You hold that infinite potential. That infinite potential stored within you, stored within your code of being, stored within your code of consciousness. Literally think about this, how many versions of yourself have you been? I can count 3, 4, 5, probably more than 10 versions of myself that I have been, and I'm only 22. And even the changes and transformations that you encounter in your life, even from an embryo. All of us, we all started at the age of 0. We all started at 0. This world started as 0. We need to expand our perception of nothing, expand our perception of 0, and even expand our perception of failure and success. You get to do that on your own terms, defining success, defining failure, if failure even is a thing. Define your worthiness, define your value, define who you get to be and who you can be. You get to define possibilities. What do you think is possible for yourself? What do you think you can do within your lifetime? I like those questions of, what do you want to do in 5 years? What do you want to do in 10 years? Because there's so many possibilities that you get to tap into, that you get to measure out, take steps towards, and make it a reality. And even with manifestations, we get to tune into frequency and vibrations that get to be resonant with our authenticity, with our soul desire, soul fulfillment. Even if you were to look at it as you started as a baby, look at you now. You started as one cell, and look at you now with, I think, trillions of cells in your body. I really hoped me like conceptualizing my brain fart into this video like helped you realize your own potential and realize new doors of perspective. We're just gonna cheers to the potentiality for prosperity, for love, for embodiments that we get to take on, creating our own narrative, creating our own story, your wholeness right now, your every and now, absolutely. Cheers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you haven't already, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the post notifications. I post every Friday. And go ahead, share this with your friends, family, and lovers. Okay guys, I'm gonna say bye for the video. Bye guys.